What's going on, guys? Asian Guy here, bringing you another episode of Genshin Monday. And likewise to the previous Genshin Monday, I kind of just wanted to take this opportunity again to sit down and talk to one to however many people about what's going through my mind and other things that have been going on recently with my life and why there's some troubles, why there's some good times and bad times, etc., and all the while we're destroying the bosses as well. So the team you guys can see here right now, we have got Zhongli, who is always in my team. I'll probably never drop Zhongli from my team because he is my favorite character in the game, and of course he allows me to farm friendship exp, which is what I'm doing with the other three characters right now. Very easy. So these three characters, it's not about synergy for me. If you have a C6 R5 Zhongli, guys, everything is peanuts and you can pretty much crush everything and just easy farm friendship exp. For those people wondering why you would want to farm friendship exp, it's simply just to get some name cards. So for me, I want to get some name cards. Oh dear. Well, if that isn't an ominous start to the video, I don't know what is. But I'm sorry, Sayu. I'm sorry, Lily. That was that was very unfortunate. We're not even in Inazuma, guys, and I just got struck by lightning there. Okay. Well, let us begin. Essentially, what I'm doing, guys, is I'm just farming EXP, friendship EXP, to unlock name cards for all of these new characters. I would like to have as many name cards as possible, just for collector's purposes, and depending on my mood, maybe I'm feeling like hot trash, maybe I'm feeling like cold trash, I might want to change my name card. So, title of this video is probably going to be something like How Genshin Impact Changed My Life. And that's a cheesy title, guys. And the reason why it's a cheesy title is because it's going to be a cheesy sappy video where it's going to be a lot of Peepo happies. Peepo is a emote from the Twitch culture, by the way. So if I ever say something like Papega or Kappa or KekW or Megalol or Peepo, this is just Twitch slang and Twitch language and things you say on Twitch. I've just missed it. No, I didn't miss that. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, it's going to be a sappy video, and I kind of wanted to talk about my recent experiences. So let's begin with a lot of people, I feel, understand my role as a content creator, and when you're making content and you do summons and you pull for characters, you know, this is something that basically a lot of content creators do because their content really relies on the relevant characters or the new characters. Now, obviously, there's going to be people who are like, whoa, look at this idiot spending his life savings on blah, blah, and they don't really understand the full picture, and they only see from the outside in, and they extrapolate from their own experiences, and they'll be like, oh, this guy's a dumbass, I would never do that, without really understanding the nuance of being a content creator and how it's kind of like my job. Even though it's something that started off as a hobby and then became my job, it is ultimately still my job to have the characters and showcase the characters, make videos on them, etc. Damn, Andrews hits hard. What the hell? Andrews hits hard as hell. What's going on? I know there's immune here right now, by the way, guys. I just want my elemental particles right now so I can use my Zhongli ult here, which is not happening. But for the people worried about my finances, don't worry. My finances are fine. A lot of people are like, how could this guy spend his entire life savings on, you know, a Yoimiya C0, an R1 weapon, and I was just like, okay, so first of all, these same people are criticizing me for having Constellation 6 Refinement Rank 5 weapons. Then they think I'm using my life savings to pull a C0 R1 character. I'm just like, that doesn't even make mathematical sense. Like, there's no universe, if those were my life savings, to pull a C0 Yoimiya just by losing one pity and then losing 2 pities for her weapon, the Thundering Pulse. How on earth would I have a C6 and an R5 for any other character? And again, this misconception is a big one, okay? My Zhongli, yes, has Constellation 6 and has an R5 weapon. He is the only one, though, because if we take a look at my Constellation 0, 0, 0, Xiao has a C6, has an R3 weapon. We take a look at the Constellation for Venti, 0. This is going to be Constellation 6 for Ganyu. Weapon is going to be R1. Child, R2, Skyward Harp. Then Constellation 0. Diluc, Constellation 6. Alright, I got lucky somehow. Constellation 4 there. Constellation 6 there. Constellation 1. Constellation 0. Constellation 1. And other 5 stars, Kaching, Constellation 5, don't ask me why. I do not play Kaching at all. Chi-Chi, Constellation 1, and Klee, Constellation 0 as well. So yes, I am a Giga Whale, but I'm not like the same Poseidon level that you might see from other content creators who have literally everything R5 and Constellation 6. So I am not on that level. I don't think I will ever be at that wealth level or the ability to have that much disposable income, even for like a business expense. But with that aside, that is an ambition that I do have along the way. And to do that, I need to pull. I need to pull for the characters and hopefully get some Dream Solvent. We don't get the Dream Solvent. And what that entails is obviously spending. Now, for a lot of people, they think that I'm not allowed to get upset by spending money because it's something I bring on to myself, which is there's some truth in there. But the reality is, guys, you're still going to get upset. No one ever wants to lose, right? No one ever takes enjoyment in losing, except for masochists, which I guess a lot of Genshin Impact players are M's, because they like to get beaten down by this game over and over and over again. But the reality is, doesn't matter how rich you are, doesn't matter what income you have, doesn't matter what you already have, no one likes to lose. It's really as simple as that. Obviously, there's differing levels of competitiveness, but for me, I just don't like to lose. If there's an option between winning and losing, and there's money on the line, I don't like to lose. But again, as it's my job, I need to pull the character. And this is something I like in Genshin Impact, is compared to other gacha games, you know, other gacha games might not have a pity. Other gacha games might require you to pull for a ridiculous amount of characters or a ridiculous amount of multis, whereas Genshin Impact, oh my god, please don't fall off. Genshin Impact will... I've never actually seen Ayaka on this. Alright, not bad, Ayaka, not bad. Oh, that was pretty cool. I've never seen other gacha games where the pity is... Well, gacha games of this size where the pity is like this small. I think 18 multis. If you are incredibly unlucky, it's 18 multis. But for most people, it would be 160 pulls, which is 16 multis. In the previous gacha game I played, to get the new debut character and just one copy of it, and one copy for the other gacha game, but in One Piece Treasure Cruise, the old gacha game I used to play, that's not bad. We got a Dream Solvent as well. It would be between 20, 25, or 30 multiples. And the price of the multis are the same. Which is, you know, that's a big difference. And I know for a lot of other gacha games, the pity is bad. But on that note, I don't want to make it seem like I'm shilling for MiHoYo here. What I'd want to emphasize, guys, is that financially speaking, I am okay. If I lose some pities, I am okay. I would not be able to go for Constellation 6 characters if it wasn't within my financial means to do so. And no, I'm not spending my life savings to do that, which is a huge misconception that a lot of people have. It might be because people think I'm young, I'm 52 years old, but it might be because a lot of people see these content creators and they see that they're teenagers, or they see they're young adults, or even like mid-20s or something like that, and they're like, oh, these people are young, using this much money on a gacha game is ridiculous, because for them, to them in their minds, it's impossible. Like, that kind of behavior is impossible, it's unsustainable, because they don't understand that there's another world out there where, you know, some people might be able to afford it, it might be a business expense for some people, and that term is lost on a lot of people. And for me, I just want to emphasize that I appreciate that people are concerned about my financial well-being, but yeah, it's going to be okay. Fingers crossed, I hope. And memes aside, though, the reason I was worried about that the most, or the reason why I was extra upset at that, is because I had thought to myself, and I think it would be a reasonable expectation, to at least win maybe one 50-50 out of like the last 8 50-50s that I had. But unfortunately, as Genshin Impact and RNG would have it, that was unfortunately not the case, and I ended up losing ever since the Ayaka banner. I think even in the Kazuha banner as well, I did end up losing the final few 50-50s before that. And then we had the Ayaka banner. I lost all the 50-50s, all the weapon banner 50-50s. I lost them, and it happened exactly again on the Yoimiya banner. On the Yoimiya banner, I lost the 50-50. I went to like around 80 pulls, and the the weapon banner, I lost the 2 50/50s as well. So that was a big stinker. Unfortunately, that was a big stinker. And it is what it is. Honestly, it is what it is. Memes aside, it is what it is. That's the gacha game. And that's the reality of gacha games. And you got to know what you're getting yourself into. So I will always preach to people that, you know, you don't necessarily have to play for the meta. You don't have to go for R5. You don't have to go for C6 characters. That's literally just there for whales who can either afford it, or content creators who need it for their content. And you should never feel obliged to pull for these characters or pull for these constellations, because all it's going to do is it could potentially lead you to financial ruin unless you are aware of your own finances and you're financially responsible. Boom. Oh, okay, we got a crit rate 1 and we got a crit damage 1 before. Not bad at all. No Dream Solvent though, which is unfortunate. And the other thing, that's like the small downside that I've had recently. On top of that, I have ended up like turning down certain sponsorship offers because I've come to the realization, right, where I need to stop fixating on finances. I need to stop fixating on money. And I need to go back to what I had before, where my YouTube was in a period of good growth and I was personally happy. Like my mental was really, really happy. And I really want to go back to that state where it's not about the numbers. Numbers don't drive my happiness. Because right now, the reason numbers drive my happiness is because I'm so worried about finances. If I stop worrying about finances, then it will be easier to do that. But of course, that's going to be easier said than done, because money ultimately is the thing that can give you a platform to succeed, or money is the thing that can give you sustainability, or money is the thing that can give you safety. And safety is a really, really big important thing for me. And security, just knowing that, you know, if I can get a place for Neko and I where we can live for a very, very, very long time, and I can just make content there like happily ever after, that would be like a dream come true. And to get there, I want to get there ASAP, right? Because who knows how long Genshin Impact is going to stay relevant for. Because unfortunately, the reality is, and I have to be real about this, a lot of people just watch me solely for Genshin Impact and not for my content or my personality, which is of course what I would like to drive the audience and the community I build towards to be around. And basically me and my personality, whatever game I play, I hope that I can entertain people or bring happiness or teach people, enlighten people, or have some sort of meaning or fulfillment within their lives and some sort of positive influence or positive energy that I can bring to their lives. But of course, there are people who are interested in seeing like my whale characters, who are interested in seeing me playing with XYZ characters, or who are interested in what I have to say about builds, or basically it's about Genshin Impact. And the Genshin Impact bubble can break like that. Who knows when it will break? Who knows when it will end? And that's a very, very scary thing, having that uncertainty. So as long as I can secure financial security and financial certainty, that point is when, for me, I will truly be able to unlock being, again, like just that true sense of freedom in whatever I do. It doesn't matter how many views I get. It doesn't matter how much money I make per month. I'll be able to be happy again. Now, the positive about getting to this point in Genshin Impact, getting to this point in content creation, is that one, you know, I can give myself, I would like to think, a pat on my back, because a lot of people I know it's a cliche, but a lot of people had always rejected the possibility that I could make this a sustainable career. Virtually everyone I know, I don't think, whenever I told them I do streaming, I do content creation, really took me seriously. Because this is obviously a dream career that only a very, very minute few people will ever be able to achieve in their lifetimes. And I'm living the dream, right? And I don't want to take that for granted. And of course, I want to make the most of it, because I don't think it's going to last forever. And I like to think that I can give myself, you know, I can be proud of myself and give myself a pat on the back that, you know, I can say like, I'm in a happy place now. I'm in a much happier place than I used to be. And one of the reasons for that is, of course, the financial security. But the other thing is, and this is where you guys really come in to play, and it's just that the people that I have met in the Genshin Impact community, or the people that I get to talk to or surround myself with, my God, this is like, I know there's a toxic side to every community. I know there's toxic people in Genshin Impact. But for me, I think the community that we've built on Twitch, the community that we built on YouTube, on Twitter, it's such a wonderful, fulfilling, and like wholesome energy that I feel from so many people. And it really does like come into my life as like a positive force as we get another timepiece, Concert's final hour. And unfortunately, no Dream Solvent. And I just have to say an absolute thank you, because that has changed my life so significantly. If you haven't seen my last video, guys, it is probably one of the happiest videos I've ever edited, happiest videos I've ever rewatched while editing. And that was when I got the opportunity to play Genshin Impact with Lily Pichu. For those of you who don't know Lily Pichu is the English voice actor for the Genshin Impact, or for Sayu in Genshin Impact, for the English language. But more so than that, as someone who comes from League of Legends, before League of Legends, FIFA and Call of Duty, but I transitioned to League of Legends, Lily Pichu has been a content creator who I have been inspired by and aspired to reach those kind of heights and that kind of success and that kind of just well-being and happiness in life. And she has been through so much up and downs, and she's someone that I really respect. And to have the opportunity to play with someone like that was so humbling. It was so heartwarming, because I was having such a terrible day that day as well. And she turned it right around. It's just one of my happiest moments in content creation. And aside from Lily, and I want to make this so clear, I have met some incredible content creators who I can now just call my friends. And I would like to think I could call them my friends for life through Genshin Impact. And they have really alleviated so much like mental burden, mental stress, the feeling of loneliness, the feeling of feeling isolated and not having people to confide in or like share the stress and difficulties of content creation. Because again, while it is a dream career, there's so much mental burden when you put yourself out there and you're in the eye of public scrutiny. There'll be a lot of closed-minded people, a lot of ignorant people who are very fixated in defining what a content creator is, and they're like, this is unacceptable for content creators to have thin skin. They cannot tolerate any harassment. They cannot tolerate any grief or hatred. You should expect that. And this kind of mentality is something that I will always try and preach against, is that we should not encourage, or we should not let this kind of environment slide. It's the same thing as validating paparazzi, right? For celebrities. It's an intrusion of privacy. It's toxic, yet people, their first instinct, and this doesn't go for everyone, but a lot of people would be like, you should expect that. That's the price you have to pay. But the real question is why? Why do we accept that as society today? And there's so many things that I want to talk about and use my platform for better. And it's just changing this kind of ignorance and closed-mindedness. Is like, why do we accept a toxic environment? Why do we perpetuate that? And why do we allow that to continue? And I just wish that there were more better people, more open-minded people, and more empathetic people. And like I touched upon, the people who I've met, some of the most empathetic people who are also content creators and can kind of share my pain. And I just really appreciate those guys, and I love those guys. So thank you to those people. If you're not watching this, you guys know who you are. But you guys, I'm so glad that I met these people. I'm also so glad that I have a community that is so respectful, so understanding, and also just so welcoming. And I want to encourage that forever, really. I want to encourage, if for however long I'm on YouTube, however I'm, active on Twitch, and whatever social media platform, I always want the community that I have around myself and Neko to be one that is welcoming, one that is understanding that people have different personalities, they have different preferences, they have different ways of life, and to respect that. As long as there is no harm being done to one another, I think that is a baseline where people should, just be nice, just be kind to one another. A small act of kindness can go a very long way. And these are all lessons that I'm slowly learning, and I'm picking up on more and more as I'm part of the Genshin Impact community and as my channel grows. And I never want to get to a point where I'm blinded to the point, because let's be real, guys, I'm arrogant. I have a big ego. Some might say a god complex. Obviously, it's a meme, but it's big ego. And I never want to get to a point where that ego will completely blind myself of people who are just, out there perpetuating toxic behavior. I have been guilty of that, of course, and allowing that to spread and allowing that kind of ignorance to take a hold of the community. Because I'm gonna be honest, guys, there are definitely communities on Genshin Impact which are there to perpetuate toxicity, that encourage toxicity, that encourage, putting other people down because they don't accept the way they play or they don't accept their favorite characters. And it's something that I just hope never happens to me. And if that ever happens, guys, you guys better slap me up and clap me up and bring me back to reality. But yeah, I just wanted to share some of my thoughts on what's going on. There were many other things I wanted to talk about, but this video has ended up being way too long already, so I apologize. I guess I'm going to have to do like another podcast kind of episode for those people interested. I've only ever done one. Well, I've done two, the Shameless podcast. The original like debut pilot episode was with Envy, but actually before that I did one with Tenha as well. And yesterday I had a bad day, ended up streaming, kind of alleviating my thoughts, sharing them, and I had, great friends come on. Dawn, Saikyo, Fob, Hassan, Tengaman, Joey, or Tenha come on, and they kept me company, and we got to talk about some fun stuff and some important stuff, and I'm just grateful to Genshin Impact. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm very, very grateful to you guys for helping me build a diverse community, a welcoming community, and I just hope that we can spread some more positivity, because I know I have been, the source or the center of toxicity before. And that toxicity is sometimes drama-centered. It can just be me molding, and molding is a mix of balding and being mad and just being angry in general or being upset. But I want to make sure that, we're all in a good place. That's the ultimate goal, guys, where everybody ends up winning. A world where everyone's smiling, or a world where the people around you are smiling, is infinitely better than you being up at the top by yourself and putting everyone else down. So that's just something I wanted to share with kind of what's going through my mind. I kind of waffled for like 22 minutes, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video anyway, but thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful day, and bye-bye.